Chapter 10 India Water Resources. Water and I. Life was first born in water. It thrived in water. It is sustained in water. It cannot survive without water. Life cannot be possible without water. So important is water to us and all living things like animals, birds, insects, reptiles, fishes, and trees. If water becomes polluted, the quality of life will also suffer. Conservation of water is, therefore, necessary for our own good. Water covers about 3/4 of the earth's surface. It is found in small and big water bodies. Large water bodies are oceans and seas, but their water is saline and we cannot use it directly. The smaller water bodies are rivers, lakes, underground water, ponds, etc. Water is also stored on high mountain peaks in the form of snow. These bodies have fresh water. The chief source of fresh water on the earth is rainfall. It occurs when water evaporates from the oceans, seas, other water bodies, and plants. This vapor forms clouds and brings rain. The rainwater is accumulated on the mountain tops and in rivers, lakes, and ponds. Some water also seeps into the ground and becomes groundwater. We can get this groundwater by digging wells, tube wells, etc. Need for water. Water is needed for three main purposes: domestic purposes, agricultural purposes, and industrial purposes. At home, we need water for drinking, washing, cleaning, cooking, etc. In agriculture, a large amount of water is needed for irrigation of crops. In industries, water is needed for different operations like washing, mixing into products, and cleaning. Sources of irrigation. Irrigation is an important need. For this, a very large amount of water is needed. To water the crops, there are used different means, the important ones being the following. 1. Wells and tube wells. Rainwater and river water seep into the ground and become groundwater. The level of groundwater is called water table. This is an important source of water. We can get this water by wells and tube wells. A well is a hole in the ground from where water is drawn using a rope, a Persian wheel, or an electric motor. You can see wells in North India, especially in the states of Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and Maharashtra. In these states, the soil is soft, so wells can be dug easily. At present, groundwater is being used on a very large scale. So, the water table has fallen. It is not possible to dig very deep wells, so tube wells are used. A tube well is a deep hole that is bored into the ground to draw water with the help of electric motors. 2. Tanks and ponds. Wells cannot be dug where the earth is hard and rocky, like in the Deccan Plateau. In such places, rainwater is stored in tanks and ponds for irrigation and other purposes. A tank or pond is like a large pit in the ground. We can find tanks in the states of Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. 3. Rivers and canals. There are a large number of rivers in India. They are an important means of irrigation. Still, there are places where river water cannot be supplied directly, so canals have been dug from rivers to provide river water for irrigation to different places. A number of canals have been dug in North India. The important canals in India: Indira Gandhi Canal, Lower Ganga Canal, Upper Bari Doab, Sharda Canal, Bhakra Canal, Upper Ganga Canal, Western Yamuna Canal, Agra Canal, Sirhind Canal, Bhakra Canal, etc. 4. Dams. A dam is a wall built across a river to regulate the flow of water. It creates a large reservoir or lake of water. This water is used for two main purposes: irrigation and generation of electricity. So, a dam is also called a multi-purpose river project. For irrigation, canals are dug from the dam to different areas. For generation of electricity, water is allowed to fall from a great height onto the generators which rotates them. Electricity is produced from these rotating generators. This type of electricity is called hydroelectricity. Important multi-purpose river projects in India: Bhakra Nangal project, Hirakud project, Kosi project, Rihand project, Nagarjun Sagar, Byas project, Farakka project, Damodar Valley project, Chambal project, Gandak project, Tungabhadra project, etc. Building a dam has some demerits. A dam is built over a large area of land for which a large number of people are shifted from their native place. Some environmentalists think that these dams are not good for the environment. If there is caused a crack in the dam, it can inundate a large area in water. Because of these causes, construction of many dams has faced opposition from people. People opposed dams like the Tehri Dam in Uttarakhand and the Sardar Sarovar Dam in Gujarat. But these dams are necessary to meet needs of water and electricity. Conservation of water. We need water for different purposes. When we use it, it becomes dirty. As there is a limited quantity of water on the earth, we have to be careful. If we used it indiscriminately, it would be difficult to have clean water for use in the future. There is already a shortage of drinking water at many places in our country. We have to be wise if we don't want this problem to become graver. Everybody must conserve water in every way that can be possible. Important terms: saline, salty, fresh water, the water which is not saline and can be used for drinking and cooking, etc. Groundwater, the water that has seeped into ground. Irrigation, watering plants in farming. Persian wheel, rahat, a series of buckets to draw water from a well. Water table, the level of groundwater. Dam, a wall built across a river to store water. Hydroelectricity, electricity generated at a dam. Important facts. Water is found in small and big water bodies. Water is needed for domestic, agricultural and industrial purposes. Rainwater is the chief source of fresh water. The important sources of water for irrigation are wells, tube wells, tanks, ponds, rivers, canals and dams. Dams are multi-purpose projects to generate electricity and provide water for irrigation. We have to use water wisely if we want it to be available for